The fastest man in the world, Noah Lyles, with us on SportsCenter. Congratulations and welcome in.
Thank you.
First man since Justin Gatlin to bring home gold for America in the 100 meters. What does that mean to you?
I mean, I remember growing up and, I've just seen Jamaica winning. And, my dad also ran. And when he was running, it was America, America, America. So when I get to the top, I'm going to make sure that America's back on top. And, it means a lot to be able to actually put those words into action.
Okay, so then it's all set up for you. You got the 200 coming up.
Yeah.
And then COVID.
Yeah.
What was your reaction when you found out?
I wasn't shocked because I had already felt so bad, like when the results came back. But it was definitely like, okay, what are our options? And, we were with the doctors, and they were like, hey, as long as you don't have a fever, you're still able to compete, but we have to quarantine you. And everything from then on was just like making sure that we were just taking as good of a protocol to make sure that nobody else got affected so that their Olympics wasn't messed up. Mm-hmm. But at the same time, trying to give me my best opportunity. And, I got on the medication, and, that stuff is strong, but, that fatigue is still so, powerful from the COVID, and we were just trying to rest up as much as possible. And I was like, until I get knocked out of this thing, I want to give it my best shot.
So when you got to the starting blocks, what felt different?
I mean, again, it was the fatigue for sure. I didn't have my pep and my step. I was, kind of in a fake it to make it scenario. I didn't want other people to think that, I was down for the count. I wanted them to still think that, I was going to be able to make anything happen regardless of the fact of what was going on. And, I just had to keep telling myself, we can go through this. We can get through this. And
then you win the bronze medal, which is an amazing achievement given everything you were dealing with. But for you, you've won gold at the World Championships in the 200. How does a bronze with COVID compare to a win healthy?
To be honest, I think it's probably my most impressive medal, having to go through COVID in that moment and, 3 days, 4 days later, say, all right, let's go out there. And, of course I was going out there to win, but, still coming out with something. I could have left with nothing,
right?
Easily. I could have even said, I'm not even going to run. Mm-hmm. But I think I would have always had that idea of, what if? And that would have plagued my mind. And I was like, I can't do that to myself. I have to try.
All right, now looking forward, Michael Johnson has a venture planned to begin next April called Grand Slam Track. He wants you to be a part of it. There are reports that you've been talking about it. What are your thoughts on that?
Yeah, I mean, I think he has an amazing setup. Truly, creating your own track and field league is not easy, and, he's going against the grain here. Me having the information I know, there's things I can say and can't say, but I'd say that he's definitely going with what he feels is the best way to represent track on the global stage, and especially in America. Personally, I just need to see a TV provider. The problem with our sport right now is we have great performances, but nobody's able to see it. Okay. So until I'm able to hear that TV sponsor, I don't know that I can make a decision on that yet, because we could have the greatest performances at the Grand Slam track. But,
right.
If a tree falls in the middle of the woods and nobody's there to see it.
Did it really fall?
Did it fall?
Right, exactly. Well, one of the marquee events potentially for Grand Slam track is this much ballyhooed race between you and Tyreek Hill after he challenged you to a race. What are your thoughts on that? I know you said he was clout chasing, but then you pled some support to him after he went through that incident in South Florida. So where do you stand right now with that? Is this something you would take seriously?
Yeah, I mean, the two scenarios are different. One has to do with being a human,
right,
and the other one has to do with sports. But yeah, I mean, nobody should have to go through what he went through, no matter the circumstances. We're all human beings, and we should be treated as such. But in terms of, running a race, look, man, you got to be serious. Everybody wants to jump up to the top.
Right.
Everybody wants to jump up to the top. Everybody wants to race the fastest man. I didn't grab this title because it's easy or because I went the easy route.
So you think it's like Mike Tyson's Punch-Out, though, video game? You got to fight everybody to get up to the level of champ?
Hey, you can't take a shot at the title.
Okay.
But I'll let you take a shot at me.
So if he ran against somebody else and he beat him, somebody who you respect and he beat him, would that then qualify him in your mind to race you?
No, you go to the next person.
So he got a lot of levels before he gets to you.
Well, I will say we can't run the 100.
Okay. He said 50 yards.
We could do 60.
60?
We're in talks.
All right. In talks to do 60.
We're in talks.
Okay. All right. Saw you at New York Fashion Week modeling with Willie Chavaria.
Yes.
One of the representatives of his brand. Why is style so important to the way you present Noah Lyles to the world?
Yeah, I truly like to get involved in things that I have a passion for, and I got into fashion pretty late in my life. If you look at me as a kid, I was just wearing dad jeans. I didn't care what I wore. As long as I was fast, that's all I cared about.
Yep.
But eventually I found it as a way to express myself. And when I got to the track world, I was like, yo, why aren't we, being seen in GQ? Why aren't we having tunnel walks? Why aren't we doing this and that? And, I eventually started going to track meets and saying, hey, if you want me to show up, you got to start adding tunnel walks.
Okay.
Because this is how I saw us getting into the next market. This is how I saw us getting shown other than just being on the track. Where we're not getting is, much notoriety. So I'm like, okay, we got to meet them where they're at.
You have a lot of vision in terms of how you want to see the sport grow. What else? Would you change right now?
Right now?
Yes.
I changed the marketing. Marketing has to be the first thing that goes. It's just a horrible job. We could be meeting everybody where they're at. We could be inviting more people. We could be putting a lot more money into lesson two. Hey, we need to make sure that we have the biggest crowd, and saying, hey, let's condense the crowd. Let's put on the best production possible and give people a show that they're going to rave and go home about, and give the TV, something that's pleasing to the eye. Mm-hmm. That's the entertainment portion. I feel that we're kind of missing. We all know that we're going to produce a performance every time we touch the track.
Right.
But it needs to be packaged in a way that's entertaining.
In that regard, Sprint, the Netflix documentary series, very well done.
Yes.
You were one of the stars of it. And now Sprint 2 set for November.
Yeah.
What are we going to see that you think viewers will really get a kick out of?
I think this time that we're going to see a lot more characters show up. The first season had to introduce a lot of the power players. And by doing that, we got to miss out on a lot of other side stories that are just as good as the main stories. I know Talu, she is an amazing 100-meter runner, and she's been at, in the 100-meter finals for the last, since 2016. And she has an amazing story, and I know that she's somebody that they've been following. We're going to see Letsile Taboho. He won the 200 this year, and he has an amazing story. With the passing of his mom this year, and still being able to come out and, find the courage and the energy to say, I want to keep doing this, and, I want to win this for her. I think there's a lot of great stories that are going to come out in this second season that the world is now finally ready to say, oh, it's not just about the winner.
And as the winner, you're going to get a welcome home celebration in Alexandria, Virginia on Sunday. What are you most looking forward to with that?
To be honest, I'm kind of excited to honor my coach. I lost my high school coach this year right after the Olympic trials, and it was a big moment. As we look at this picture behind me, I remember thinking about when he actually, this was basically our dream that we came up with together. I remember the day he said that I could be a 100-meter runner just as much as I could be a 200-meter runner. And at the time, I didn't believe him. But, as time went on, I proved him right every time I stepped on the track. And it was, I'm very excited to get back and be able to be around other people who, to be honest, miss him, but want to celebrate the way that he affected my life.
Well-deserved. Congratulations. Great to meet you. Great having you here.
Thank you.
Olympic 100-meter champion Noah Lyles with us on SportsCenter.